Welcome back to HoI3. I'm Captain Yellowfin, and we are continuing our series as Axis Japan on very hard. Let me get you the main screen. Welcome back. As I said, HoI3, Axis Japan. We have to take care there was a small encirclement that took place here. I'm not quite sure. I thought there were more divisions moving or encircled. Anyway, so Burma basically capitulated, or well, we annexed some of it somehow. I think we control most of the victory points in Burma. And we have redeployed our Air Force, but it looks like the enemy is still on the airfield as well, somehow. Or my bombers are over some Nepalese or British HQ, I'm not sure what exactly. That's okay. My bombers are bombarding a Nepalese HQ, that's why we see them over there. I think the music is a bit loud. Let me know how it sounds. Anyway, okay, so that's Burma. We'll keep pushing. Now we have two armies here, 4th and 2nd. 2nd was the original here. I brought in the 4th Army HQ to get a better cover with HQs, and because actually we have quite a number of divisions now here. So the Army Group South Himalaya is 10 divisions strong. Doesn't necessarily have to be 2 armies, but we had the HQ available in Singapore. On Sumatra we control all the ports, although we can't garrison all of them right now. We have a Marine Infantry Division sitting here, which managed to rescue itself. Actually, our transport fleet got in contact with the British Small Carrier Task Force. We're able to bring in some forces to take care of that. Now these two fleets sit here, and actually what I wanted to do with this Marine Infantry Division is taking Balikpapan, this port over here. And then of course we need to garrison the rest of these ports. Right now we have a very low troop density in the Dutch East Indies. What else? Otherwise we have naval bombers and other patrols patrolling. We're trying to guard against enemy convoy raiders. Apparently there are some Soviet forces still on the way here. We have a small carrier task force here. Yeah, we got rid of the convoy attacks off the coast of Japan. This is the reserve fleet. Yeah, so the priority is to increase the number of garrison troops in the Dutch East Indies, take these remaining ports, and then I suppose for the most part we'll turn towards the Pacific theater. I'm still not quite sure. It's the end of winter, or midwinter basically. Not quite sure what to do about the front line here with the Soviet Union. We have taken quite a bit of territory. Two important cities, Khabarovsk and Vladivostok, fell. I think we decided first to retake our islands, the space here, and Sakhalin. Not quite sure. We don't really have a lot of troops here. The army group in eastern China has 30 divisions. That's our largest army group for the moment. And I think the former Korean army should be renamed to... We have 5th Army. Then we have the Northern Manchurian Army. We have 2nd Army, 4th Army. Then we have 2 area armies in the Philippines. And we have this army here on the home islands. Third Army is in the west of China. And First Army is in the home islands. So we now have 7th Army. This will be 6th Army. No, this is not 6th Army. This will be 6th Army. And this will be 7th Army. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we were planning any offensive maneuvers for the moment. We'll give 15th Corps 2 divisions to work with. The armor division here can be reassigned. And motorized infantry. I don't know how useful they will be going forward, including the armor. I mean, we have some planes. Also, I don't know what the strategic goal is here. I mean, there is a major center here. There is Irkutsk. But there aren't any valuable provinces to capture here. It's just an endless... It's just Siberia, basically. So I'm not quite sure we really want to go on the offensive here. So... And Mongolia is in the Comintern, but they're not at war with us, so we are spying on Mongolia. We can try... to... I think we're attempting a covert operation. We need 12 more points for covert operations, and then we can try to topple them, to topple their government, make it an Axis government. But it's going to take a while, and I'm not sure the Soviet Union is our priority, so maybe we'll keep this a low intensity conflict here further north. China Nanjing isn't really getting into gear. I mean, yeah, they now have a few better divisions, very few. I still lack support for the most part. but with our help, we can at least conserve the Chinese territory. I think we have to throw the... that's probably a good idea, to throw the Soviets out of Western China. And then maybe to seize control of Tibet, bring Tibet, you know, into our faction eventually. In Burma, we want to gain control of the entire country. Then I think eventually we'll have to move further into India. Otherwise, we won't be left in peace by the British allies in Southeast Asia. What else? Yeah, we haven't had any engagements so far, major engagements with the United States. That has not happened. We could try to... I mean, we have patrols, we have a submarine flotilla patrolling the area here between Midway and Wake, and enemy activity is negligible. So we could attempt to do some island hopping, or we could try the historical route and try to go after their main fleet, after their fleet as such in the United States. Yeah, they have pretty large fleets that we see traveling here. For example, a carrier task force escorted by 3 battleships, a destroyer flotilla, a heavy cruiser, and a light cruiser. And then we have another fleet here, mainly transports, heavy and light cruisers, as well as destroyer flotillas. What else does intelligence tell us? Yeah. So we know a little bit about their forces, and for our allies in Europe, I'm not sure what to think of this here. I mean, Germany is holding the line with 1 division for the most part in the west. In Austria, things haven't really moved, but it looks like the Germans are on the attack. And against the Soviet Union, it looks like the Germans are driving them back. At least they're attacking into Soviet-held territory in some areas. It's pretty much a standstill. Not a lot of movement. And if we look at our IC, you will notice that it has increased. That's because we moved to total economic mobilization, giving us a 50% bonus. And but we are low on fuel, but we aren't really. It's just a number that says so. The reason is that our supply network is somehow reshifting constantly. I'm not quite sure where the supply hub is now. It's from maybe Singapore. from Rangoon, okay. Yeah, so a lot of our stuff, a lot of our fuel and supplies are in the network somewhere. We have some under-supplied troops, but it's not crazy. It's 3 divisions. A squadron of naval bombers and a squadron of submarines. And then we're low on metal. But our convoy situation overall has improved, so this is from Occupy Malaysia. I think we should be getting metal too eventually. For some reason we're not shipping oil from Tarakan. That's pretty weird. Tarakan is here and we are producing oil. And Pontianak is producing oil, but I don't think we can. For some reason we can't put it into a convoy, this port. Because it doesn't show up in the list of convoys that we can select. Which is weird. From Busan we are shipping all of the raw materials. From Tianjin we're not shipping rares. Is that... Tianjin is here. I suppose we're not, because it's not Japanese controlled. Isn't that a Chinese controlled port? It is. I'm not sure. Manila, doesn't Manila ship rare materials? Actually it does. Yeah, I want to be on the safe side. I'm gonna reactivate the Selat Bangka and Batavia. Selat Bangka is here. It should ship rares and oil. And Osthaven should ship rares. We don't even have a convoy from Osthaven. Okay, so Oosthaven doesn't show. Oh, I know what's going on. Maybe this port doesn't ship it directly. Maybe I have to create the convoy from Kuching. Because I can't select Oosthaven either. And I think it takes this one, Salamanca. So maybe I have to select Kuching. But Kuching doesn't show up either. So maybe they all ship from here, from Kuala Belait. They produce 1.1 oil per day. Kuala Belait. I think we have a convoy from Kuala Belait. Yeah, we do. So it ships more than 1.1. How much do they ship then? That together would be 1.5. And Tarakan produce 0.04 as well, so that's 1.9. Okay. So I think all the oil goes to this port, then is shipped from here. No, the 0.04 shipped directly from here, and they ship 1.7 from here. Which is a bit more than what they produce. 0.04, no, 0.4, 1.1. Okay. I'm not sure how exactly this works, but I think we're still getting the oil. It's just being transported to this port first, overland. Okay, so we're running low on iron. I hope it'll sort itself out soon, because I think I am shipping a lot of oil anyway, iron. So that should work. And then let's look at the queue quickly. We'll finish up some escorts and destroy a flotilla in February. Then a carrier air group for one of the light carriers that we have training up in the reserve fleet in the home islands. And then we have a number of infantry divisions. This one with support, and then some infantry divisions without heavy support for garrison duty. We're actually doing 4 parallel runs of those. The first one will arrive early March, then only a week later 2 more, then one in mid-April and one in May, mid-May. Okay, let's unpause. We also have a higher national unity now, that's good. We're investing some of our leadership into officer training. We're improving radar, decryption, and then a lot of naval and aerial doctrines. What's happening here? 10th Infantry is being attacked by 2 enemy divisions, the 94th and the 12th Soviet Infantry divisions. That's okay. think they will easily be able to hold, otherwise we have enough support here. We have enough troops. There is even an additional infantry division moving in right now. And then we have more convoy raiding going on. This is fairly close to our... That's the Soviets. We use our patrol bombers and destroyer flotillas to search for the Soviet convoy raiders. Then we have Americans moving here. And we have First Fleet sitting in port in Truk. One of our best admirals. So we have most of our assets spread out pretty wide and far. Oh, now we see again what's in the pocket here. I'll try to close the pocket. See if we can cut off any more Indian or British divisions here. Okay, so 7th Cavalry Brigade has moved in and is now supporting 10th Infantry. And we have we ran into an American submarine division which is being bombarded by the carrier task force patrolling. And we have another attack here. Hopefully we sank the flotilla. I think it's looking good. Yep, American submarine division was sunk and our ships didn't really take damage. That's good. We also have pretty good commanders. He's fresh, Tanaka Raisu, but it's okay. Our metal and fuel supply stabilizes at very low levels. And we, on the other hand, are being bombarded by the British. Who are countering our submarine operations. I'll have to bring this flotilla back to Singapore for repairs. And then in West China we have support moving in. Somewhere there should be an additional Japanese infantry division with a pretty fresh commander. Finally moving up to the front line. And then hopefully together with the Chinese we can retake the western portion of China. Good evening, Troy. How are you? Okay, that's hopefully that'll improve. I was always a bit disappointed with the performance of my naval bombers against enemy convoy raiders, the submarines. So hopefully with the navigation radar for medium planes, this will improve. And here the attack has ceased. We have now 3 divisions defending, but we're being attacked over here, and supplies don't look too good in the western portion. Let's see if we can help. We have pulled away about an infantry corps from the far west here. We have these garrison divisions holding the line. And 2 infantry divisions in the far north. I was thinking, I think we can redeploy the 25th Motorized Infantry Division, shifting slightly our forces to the west. Yeah. We still have a few reserves here and there. I'm kind of wondering where... the other mountain... We have 2... Japan has 2 mountain infantry divisions. And one is in western China and one is in the far east. That's probably the medium search radar that's ahead of time now. And we are hold on. Yep, this one is ahead of time. Anti-submarine warfare equipment. Yeah, we should upgrade it. And we should research radar too. I'm going to leave them in the queue, but they're not going to get started on... probably one of the radar is going to get started on... We'll put the anti-submarine warfare equipment first. And the light bomb development will finish soon. We'll get the next level. Then we'll get started on radar for the next level. And because we're low in metal, we lose in icy. So we're not really profiting from the bonus. And it's a bit weird because we have a lot of sources now for metal. But something is still wrong with our convoys, I think. Rebase these two fleets for repairs. And we'll pick up the marine infantry. With some fresh transports. We have a battle fleet patrolling. And we have a slightly undersupplied carrier task force. Oh, we sank a convoy here. Their submarine flotilla. So probably the Americans will soon send somebody to hunt the flotilla. Yeah, that's annoying. We're not really profiting from the IC bonus. That'll block a lot of projects that we have here. And the British are still trying to sink my submarine flotilla. Might succeed. That's bad. We lose a metal trade with Machuco. We should go and confiscate the metal in all our puppets. Come on, sneak away. Okay, well, we have improved light bombs. And it's improving light fighters, heavy fighters, light bombers and carrier air groups. I think we'll keep it in the research queue. Then we have a small counterattack in Burma by some Indian divisions. And they managed to take this province here. Maybe, I don't know. I think we should be able to throw them out fairly quickly. I'll see if I can wreak some havoc. Maybe we can cut off this British infantry division. Although my 29th and 24th divisions will take some time to move in. This one almost made it across the river before the Indian mountain infantry moved in. Fourth Infantry Division can support from the north. Maybe we can kick them back out. And here with 8th Infantry Division, I want to try to cut off maybe some of the troops in here. Then we have a counterattack here. That's not really a problem for 21st. And we'll get a flank with the 17th Infantry Division. Pretty dynamic here at the front. It would be nice to capture all these divisions and HQs. And we actually lost the battle in Kubishevka. It's not a big deal. I'm going to take off the objective here for Machukwu. It's not a big deal because we have this river as a defensive line and we have a large bridgehead. We have Khabarovsk. And before spring there is nothing major going to happen here, I think. I mean here, this doesn't look too strong. This could be a weak point. We could try to break through here and create another encirclement, maybe a small one. Only a few provinces, but for that it would be better to have this bridgehead here. So we'll see, maybe we'll have to take it back, but it's not a big deal giving up a province for a few weeks or so. It would be more valuable to capture the divisions further south. In Burma. I think we can encircle this division. Okay, then we have some bombardments. We're still losing IC. We capture an Australian spy. I'm wondering if I should cancel the attack. What? Oh, we have rebels here. Going to load them into this because I think it's very hard to, for some reason it's very difficult for troops to move across the strait to, there is a strait to Johor Bahru. And the divisions don't really like to take it, so when I click and order them to cross the strait, they just don't do anything at all. They just stay where they are. So I'll go and I don't really want to use the paratroopers for this, but I don't have any other units here. I could go and fetch the cavalry brigade here. I mean, it's not a big deal. Some Malaysian rebels on the mainland. The bigger deal is our metal supply. Limited IC. Going to see if I can close off. Close off this pocket maybe. Wait. I want this division to move here. Yeah, I think I can encircle this division and then a few more over here. It's actually 9 infantry brigades plus this division here. So roughly 12 brigades. Unfortunately, we're still being convoy raided. There's a Soviet submarine here. We'll allow these patrol bombers to upgrade, so hopefully they get the better radar. Our IC is climbing. We found the Soviet submarine flotilla. Let's see if we can get rid of it. They are fleeing, heavily damaged. So hopefully one of our forces finds them and finishes the job. So we won the battle here. We're driving them back. Yeah, hopefully this will destroy this division if we manage to take Pauk first. Should create a couple of nice encirclements. The British infantry is moving in here. Maybe we can interdict here. Stop this infantry division from moving into Creum. The attack here will continue, although I'm getting disorganized for the simple reason that if I cease the attack, they will be able to run away. I want to prevent this. Now we have improved better or encryption. Plus 5%. And we are still sinking some enemy convoys, but they are now using naval bombers in the area. Carriers as well. So I'm gonna pull back the first submarine flotilla for the time being to Kwajalein. Okay, and the Soviets again try to take Hudar with some the Kiev's light armor division and the 1st Soviet Marine Infantry Division. Meanwhile, our own light armor division is moving in. Oh, I didn't want to detach all of these. Yeah, I think the Indian Mountain Infantry will be captured. The question is, can we cut off Creum? Yep, they found our submarine flotilla. Oh, that's a different one, I think. I'm not quite sure. We can... Let's see if we can retreat them to Saipan. Finally, we're sinking some transports by accident, basically, enemy convoys. We're actually in the course of picking up the Marine Infantry to take one of the last important ports in the Dutch East Indies. And yeah, we're being bombarded, but so far we live. Oh, there's some Australian surface forces here. a heavy and a light cruiser of the Royal Australian Navy. So anti-air guns are improved. That's for support brigades. And then a surface engagement took place between battlecruiser Kirishima, some heavy cruisers, etc., with the Australian force. But it's not looking good for them, and we have also won the Battle of Pauk. But the Indians made it into the next province. And the British infantry is pulling back here. But I think this is going to be a nice encirclement here, and this will definitely shift the dynamics here in Burma. So we'll make it much easier to advance eventually into India. We have won the Battle of the Sunda Strait. The Battle of Sunda Strait took place in the night of February 28, March 1st, 1942, when the Australian cruiser HMS Perth and the United States cruiser USS Houston fought an Imperial Japanese Navy task force. Both Allied ships were sunk after a fierce battle of several hours' duration. 5 Japanese ships were sunk by friendly fire. Okay. So Australia lost 2 surface units. I don't think we took serious damage. Why is I don't understand, why is this carrier fleet sailing all around this way? I don't want them to do that, so I'm gonna send them this way. Okay, here we have a British division that moved in. Unfortunately, 8th Division is very disorganized, so we're not really going to be able to use them for anything good. And here we'll soon have to cancel the attack, because 23rd Division is also disorganized, so... We're a bit weak here on the western flank. We'll see how this plays out. Maybe we should shift the air supply over to this area. For the time being. Supplies are good over here, for the most part. We're still being penalized because we're low on metal. I don't know quite why that is. The Soviet attack on Hooder is not going well. A Japanese garrison division and 2 Chinese infantry divisions, Manchukuo infantry divisions actually won even with support or defending. They've lost the Battle of Me. That's okay. Now we just want to make sure we can complete the encirclement. The British are using heavy aerial bombardments. But we are moving in divisions as fast as we can. Now the counterattack has started against 8th Division. Yeah, they might be able to break out here. Let's see if I can ground attack in this me to stop the attack. Actually, I can attack them in the rear with 21st Division. Question is, how long can 8th Division hold the line? And can 23rd Division reorganize fast enough? Maybe we capture the British mountain infantry under Indian command. And it looks like we're finishing the encirclement here with 4th Infantry. But I ordered this division to attack in the rear. Now they're running. Don't know. Yeah, most of the divisions in here, that's 4 divisions in here, are pretty disorganized. 12 infantry brigades. And we sink a French transport. By the way, wondering... Yeah, should initiate the landing. Come on, seal it off. We need this... we need these 12 enemy infantry brigades captured. Okay, so they cancel the attack here on Daletme. British are bombarding the entire front line, including the former capital of Mandalay. And they are trying to escape from the encirclement. So I really need 4th Infantry to move in. The Battle of Hooter was won. That's good. Okay, so we have closed the encirclement. There are still some transports going back and forth. I'm sure that's an important oil source still. So that's why we're sinking some convoys while we are trying to land with the Marine Infantry. I'm going to take one carrier air group. On a ground attack mission. British are trying to break the encirclement, of course. We'll use the tactical bombers for ground attacks here to deal with the British counterattacks. Eighth Division has time to reorganize a bit, and 23rd has a pretty hard time reorganizing. Their organization is extremely low at about 4%. What's going on? Why are you not moving to a port? I don't understand. I told this flotilla to rebase to Singapore about 10 days ago. Yeah, now I'm gonna lose it, of course. That's so stupid. I don't understand. Why do flotillas just stop in the middle of the ocean? Here's the thing, we can counterattack. Get rid of this this small movement here. It's probably one of our best Marine Infantry commander. It looks like he will take control of Balikpapan soon. Here our infantry division has managed to retreat. That's good. We can try to take Kubichevka again before the Soviets are able to move in. We'll see. We'll give a bit of support here with 31st Infantry Division. Yeah, those are pretty desperate attacks. As we can see, actually the 19th Indian Infantry Division is already disorganized and only at 80% strength. And then we still have these Malayan rebels to deal with. Ship in some cavalry to deal with that. Meanwhile, 23rd Infantry Division can't reorganize, and we're still hampered in our IC because of lack of metal supplies. We're transporting metal from here. 12.4. Are we shipping metal from Semarang? Maybe not. So why aren't we? Batavia, Surabaya, there is metal. Why aren't we shipping from here? What's the occupation policy? I think that's the problem. Total exploitation. Should give us 100% of the resources. I think both of these ports I can't put into my convoy system. That's weird. I could create a convoy to Hong Kong. Yeah, let's do it. I think it's Chinese controlled, but maybe I can still get resources from there. I'll send it to Yokohama. At this point, I just have to try. I already have a convoy from Singapore, from Batavia. Yeah, Kubishevka was taken. We can try to take it back. There's a full infantry division here. We could just keep them involved in some smaller engagements. Keep them busy. What's going on with the landing? 74% of progress. Against the garrison and the militia regiment, okay. It's not too impressive. It looks like attacks on our convoys in the north have stopped. We'll shift the focus of our anti-submarine warfare patrols towards the southeast. Hope my ships aren't taking too much damage here. Oh, they're actually not. Come on, I need more metal. Another Toyohara. Where is There are no resources here. Are we not shipping any supplies? We're not shipping any supplies to Manado, that's bad. Send supplies to Manado. Maybe our ally here mines a lot of resources. I don't know if we create a resource convoy to Dalian, maybe we'll get some of those, I don't know. I'm not sure, but we can try. So I established this convoy, but it doesn't ship anything. I established Hong Kong, but it doesn't ship anything. Surabaya doesn't ship anything, that's weird. I'm going to change the occupation policy for the Netherlands. I'm going to change them to full occupation. See if I can get at least some resources. And the Soviets try again in who there is it? Okay. Not too big of a problem. I'll have 23rd. They're low in organization, but I'll have them support the attack. Singapore, Yokohama. Maybe we should cancel these resource convoys that don't ship anything. Oh. This one is shipping something. But we still have these Soviet submarines patrolling here. And we have a new destroyer flotilla that's ready to deploy. We'll work them up. Once they're fully organized, we'll send them on a submarine hunting mission. Problem is we can't have this division move away from Mandalay. The Nepalese will try to take our airbase. Transports are still on the way to deal with the uprising. Fifth Indian Infantry is still fully organized. These pockets usually take longer to dissolve than one anticipates. British are deploying a lot of aerial assets over Mandalay right now. The landing in Balikpapan is still in progress. And here, actually, we'll go and pick up the Marine Infantry here. Where's the rest of... I think we transported 2 Marine Infantry divisions back home. As well as a paratrooper division. Right, that's the idea, is to take back Sakhalin. What? Third Carry Task Force spotted the convoy at Makassar proper, but it was too heavily escorted by Netherlands for them to even attempt an attack. They suspect the convoy was on the Balikpapan Makassar route. Wait, I have 2 carriers here with 4 carrier air groups, and they found a convoy that's too heavily escorted. That's a bit extreme. Dalian Hiroshima is at least shipping energy. Lots of rares coming in from Singapore. Hong Kong, Yokohama is not shipping anything. Surabaya Miyazaki is not shipping anything. Medan, where is Medan? Medan is... Isn't that in on Sumatra? Should be shipping energy and rares. Huh. Duma is not shipping anything either. It's pretty bad. I'll put the AI back on it, see if the AI can normalize my supply situation for metal and rares and oil. Running low on oil as well. Oh, they're still hunting my submarine. Naval bombers. Where are they flying from? They must have enormous range from Colombo. We don't have a supply convoy to Lukanson. Okay, but the AI does something. I think my metal supply is now higher. Somehow. Let's go back to full exploitation. Let's see if we can get the maximum. And we have no supplies in Pontianak and Kuching. Incredible. So many convoy routes and a lot of them are just dead. There is nothing going on. And the landing here still hasn't happened. I have some long-range bombers here. They don't fly that far. What about these heavy fighters? Nope. Then maybe I can... rebase the... long-range heavy bombers. Another one of these mysteriously strong convoys. I'm looking at the American military production. Lots of fighters, long-range bombers, naval bombers, tactical bombers. Mechanized infantry. Lots of manpower, lots of available industry. Our industrial base is weak. That's our biggest problem right now. We can hold on against the Soviet Union and the Burmese, but fighting the US industrial and military might is going to be quite a bit different. We're still not shipping the metal from Surabaya. That's weird. Oh, convoy hunters in the midst of our islands. We have some naval bombers in Singapore. They don't have an order right now. Who there was once again. Naval bombers we have 4, 3, 2, 1, 5th, 6th. I think that will be 6 naval bombers. In Western China we have a fairly good position now. We've stabilized the front line with the Soviet incursion. And I don't want to attack across this river here. Right, we are in Gade, and if we into Kwahamun, we basically have to cross a river. Not from Dankong, however. So we could shift over a division. See if we can attack 2 divisions from Dankong, and then flanking attacks from the north and the east. This attack here is not really going anywhere. Unless maybe we need some support. Does improve a little bit, but the odds are not great, and I don't want to disorganize my units, so we're going to cancel the attack. 1500, 1600 lives almost were lost. We had a few more attacking troops, but not enough to quite tip the balance. But the front with the Soviets in the east isn't really, it's not exactly a high priority at this point. We can try a probing attack here against this armor division. See if we can progress along the coast now with the spring coming. We gain 100 manpower. Not really what we need. We can try to cut off this division here. They don't have connectivity. I'll try this. While 21st Infantry Division will immediately continue their advance. We'll see how this works. Okay, so we find an enemy fleet. In the Western Pacific, a British carrier group sort of. We have two fairly big fleets here. Let's see if we can intercept them. We actually ran into them directly. So we have the air superiority with 3 light carriers against 1, but they have a heavy cruiser with them. We'll probably take some damage. HMS Effingham took heavy damage. We didn't take any damage at all. Let's see if we can pursue them. Meanwhile, our IC is lower than without the total economic mobilization. Just because we're so low in metal. I don't know what the AI is doing. I thought it was taking... I thought it was fixing the convoy situation. Maybe I need to activate all these tick marks again. Maybe that's the problem, I don't know. So, wait, we sank a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, a light carrier and the destroyer flotilla. Let's assess the battle damage. Yeah, so here those are fairly old destroyers sailing with the carrier task force here. Might want to change this eventually. Carrier task force number 2 will redeploy to port or rebase. For actually truck is much closer for repairs. We have a carrier air group that finished training. Now we'll need a commander. We're being convoy raided along the coast here. Also have some naval bombers. Okay, a British submarine flotilla is moving. We could activate extended draft for conscription, but manpower is not really the problem at the moment. Okay, that's for Allied infantry divisions going into captivity here. I think. While 21st Infantry Division is pursuing 4th Indian Infantry towards the coast. Please give me some more icy. Oh, and we actually won this battle here along the coast. Wasting icy on reinforcement, okay. Not a big deal. Convoy warfare is hitting our unity. We have another American submarine division. So we don't have an airbase on Iwo Jima. Okay. Okay, finally, additional infantry divisions. Urgently needed for garrison duty in the Dutch East Indies. They will be shipped off immediately. The full strength infantry division, I'm not quite sure what to do with it right now. I think the invasion lasts now a month or so, but I think eventually we'll take them down and take this port. Our IC, available IC, still oscillating around 140, which is not terribly much. I think this spells the end of most of the Allied forces in Burma. So they still have these fairly strong convoys coming out of Balikpapan. And we have improved steel production, maybe that helps with our steel problem. I think we'll keep researching it. The supply situation with the help of the transport planes from Rangoon is acceptable. Further north, we are making some small advances, just probing attacks basically. Trying to get compensation for the bridgehead we lost here, northwest of Khabarovsk. And spring has arrived. We're actually below 0, even in Siberia. Not below, above 0 degrees. 2 degrees. 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's see if we can cut off these Nepalese forces in northwestern Burma. Have we taken Balikpapan? Yes, we did. Okay. So we'll have to pursue the garrison, which we are fleeing northeast along the coast. Okay, everything is in red now, but we're back at 213. I see. I think yeah, the most important thing to produce is more convoys. At this rate, we'll soon be back. at 140 or so. I see. Yeah, we're losing metal fast. And pretty much every other raw material as well. And a lot of puppets have stopped exporting metal to us. We're also pretty low on diplomats. So I'll stop researching for a moment. Train a few more diplomats so we can trade again. Maybe we can buy the steel somehow, although I doubt it. The transports here can go and pick up our paratroopers. Okay, so this pocket here has been destroyed, and that was 12 Allied brigades, mostly Indian and British. Or the equivalent of about 4 divisions. Maybe we can get another one going. Let's see if I can keep these divisions busy here by attacking. If the Indian division is pretty deorganized at this point. Yeah, but I think we're driving them back instead of actually capturing them. And 23rd Japanese is attacking 23rd Indian. That's not going well for us. Probably the terrain. We might have to cancel this attack. Yeah, there's no point here. Actually there is a Chinese offensive took place here. That's interesting. They took back Genhei, Machuko, I mean. So I'll not change deployment of my troops. If the Chinese can hold it, it's good. I don't think I set any objectives here. If they want to take back their territory, that's good. The thing is, most of the divisions that I have here are garrison. So offensive power is limited for 7th Army. We picked up one paratrooper division. And we're back down at 136, I see. And we're down at 3,000 fuel. But no, that's actually good in comparison. I think we were at 0 more or less in the first couple of months of 1943. Okay, now we need supply convoys to Surabaya. I'm just going through the convoys to check if the AI convoys actually work. This one, for example, doesn't transport anything. This one transports a little bit of oil. Going to cancel the ones that don't transport anything, see what the AI does. I don't see. I see a lot of zeros here. So I'm not quite sure what the AI is trying to do. We're going to need supplies here in Balikpapan. Let's see if we can dash and take this airbase as well in Imphal. And that would be the first Japanese soldiers setting foot on Indian territory. Okay, we're at 34 diplomats, so I'm gonna switch back to research. And officer training. Better positioning for CVs. Yes, please. And we have dropped off a 2nd Infantry Division. And our transports took damage on the way here. Interesting. We don't have supplies going to Batavia, but there is a lot of supplies here. Better naval air control. I will cancel next level of this. And instead, this one could use an upgrade. So could our bomber pilot training. Yeah, let's get it. Probably more important than anything else. Okay, so we have a spy from India caught. We are doing some low-key military intelligence missions on the allies in Southeast Asia. I think we're trying to spy on Australia as well, but so far I haven't gotten anything useful. On the US, I have to say we're getting a fairly good picture. So right now in Hawaii they have 9 destroyer flotillas, 3 light carriers, 6 heavy cruisers, 5 light cruisers and 12 transports. And a squadron of strategic bombers. High-level port, high-level airbase and a level 1 radar. And then we have some naval intel. Smaller task forces and fleets moving off the coast, and a large fleet is moving north. That's one of the carrier task forces. I think the AI is not allowed to use convoys, right? Because otherwise it'll invest them in my transports into trades that'll get them sunk, probably. So not a good idea to do that. Paratroopers. They're not terribly useful in Singapore or in on Borneo. We'll ship them back home for the moment. The AI already arranged for a resources convoy. We're getting 0.4 oil from Balikpapan. We're getting some metal, some energy, and some rares from Surabaya. What about some rares? We have improved the large radar. I think this helps our bombers, so we'll keep researching it, I think. Could also improve our bombers. Maybe that's what's necessary. Let's do it. Looks like we can seize Imperial and the airbase. The 31st Infantry Division pushing ahead. Combat radios giving better organization to our supporting brigades. We'll cancel this for the moment, and we'll research better computers. Take a quick look at our stats for the heavy fighters. We have radar, but no drop tanks. I think here we need to push for Chittagong, the airport. That's important. Now, if we attack from Caledon to Chakaria, will we have to cross the river? Nope, not actually. The Chinese took this province and then gave it up again. Yeah, so the AI reestablishes the convoys that I destroyed, I think. they're shipping very little, if anything. Yep. All these zeros. We'll cancel steel production. Too far ahead. In terms of infantry, we're looking okay. Maybe we have something more urgent to research. Better light tanks. We have still 4 divisions of light tanks. But here we have more brigades that actually profit, so let's go for armored cars first. Okay, now it makes sense again. Why are we out of supplies here? In Singapore, no supply convoy. I'll let the AI handle this again. See if this works better. See if we can cut off the Nepalese mountain infantry. Cancel the attack. Low percentage first, and secondly maybe they will run and actually give up the province so we can cut off Nepalese further to the east. Okay, so here we're being hit by a severe... What is hitting us the most? Yeah, terrain and river crossing. River crossing from jungle into jungle. That's pretty costly. We'll cancel this attack. Maybe attack this province here. From jungle into mountains. We are improving our fighters as well. We have one spy in India, but we're not currently getting a lot of intel from him. From the Australians, we know that they have one infantry division at least. Two stationed on the east coast. And they have the Admiralty Islands. Which could be a good target actually for us. I think this is a good time to end the stream. We played about 2 months. And next time we'll see about a spring offensive in the north. Where we of course want our home base back here in Sakhalin. And hopefully the metal situation will improve by then. Better equipment for our marines, that's good. Will we continue researching it? I think we can switch over to the mountain warfare equipment. And we'll commission the light carrier as well. Okay, so now we actually have 2 light carriers. No, that was a large carrier. What about the air groups? They'll be ready in about a month. Okay. What about light carrier here? Already has a carrier air group. And 31st destroyer flotilla is worked up, so they would be ready for deployment. We'll forward deploy them to to truck maybe. Because there we have a bunch of fleets. Where we can do some reshuffling next time as well. Okay, I think with that we can end the stream. I want to thank everybody who stopped by. And I'll see you soon. Take care.